Hello, distance learners, Spanish 1 students. This is Mr. Fino. Hey, I'm trying something a little bit new right now. We're going to see if this works for you all, okay? I want to try and get you all kind of up to speed. We realize we've been in session now for a little while. We're trying to get this distance learning thing going. Ideally, we want to have you in the classroom, watching what we're doing. We have not been able to do that very successfully right now, but we're starting to kind of catch on to it so that you can join us in the classroom at the same time in real time. But I want to get you caught up on some of the things that we've been doing. So let me attempt to get you going here and start my timer. There we go. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work, but anyway, I'm on camera and you have to kind of follow along. Now, let me give you a recommendation. I absolutely recommend that if you need to watch this video more than once about a concept, please do that. Because in class, we have a lot more time. We have had a lot more time to kind of introduce you to some points here, okay? And you have missed that time. I want to get you up to speed. So if you need to watch it more than once, you go ahead and do that. We will find a way for you to have interaction, so if you have questions and things like that. So I don't know how this is all going to work out, but we're going to find a way. Okay, first of all, in Spanish, we say good day at the beginning of the day by saying buenos dias. Go ahead and repeat after me. Say buenos dias. Good. Now, if you want to be informal about it, okay, if you want to be informal and say, hey, like, what's up, okay, you say hola, H-O-L-A, hola. But in Spanish, we don't pronounce the H, so really what you're saying is O-L-A. So let's just say hi. Try that one. Hola. Okay, good. Very good. Buenos dias is kind of your more formal, works all the time. Hola is hello, all right? And that's more informal. Now, let me start out by explaining that when we work with the Spanish language, okay, like any other language, they have rules. But our rules in Spanish are a little bit different than they are in English, okay? And that's because Spanish is essentially a romance language. Now, a romance language does not mean, I love you, baby, kiss me. That's not what that's all about, okay? A romance language actually is a language who kind of has its language origins many thousands of years ago around the city of Rome, okay? That's all it means. Romance, in terms of a language, means, oh, it started around the city of Rome. Now, around the city of Rome, there was a tribe of people, and they were called the Latins, okay? You know where I'm going with this. Now, the Latins were people that spoke a language. The language that they spoke was Latin. Now, here's the thing that happened. Over a long period of time, the Latins, okay, who lived around Rome, they eventually became better able to travel and to extend their influence all over Europe. So, believe me, this is the shortened version of the story. So they expanded their knowledge, and they expanded their influence and their knowledge to other parts, to the north of Rome, to the south of Rome, and eventually those people, the Latins, okay, they spread up into different parts of Europe, okay? And they brought their language with them, and that is Latin. Now, why is it that English, which is not a Romance language, okay, English actually comes from the language family that is called the Germanic, okay, Germanic, if you can read my bad writing, the Germanic language family, and the Germanic languages, German, English, they were more northern. But what happened was the Latins, man, they traveled all the way up to England, okay, and they spread their influence and their language all the way up there. Well, at some point in time, the English, of course, came over to America. And when they came to America, they brought the English language that was influenced by the Latins who traveled all the way up there and brought their language and their language influence and a lot of other things. That's kind of a long story short. Now, here's the deal. You see, in English, we don't have certain language rules that they have in Spanish. Now, why? Because Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, French, and Romanian, okay? These are all languages that are Latin-based. That means they're mostly came from a Latin origin, okay? But here's the deal. They have certain rules of Latin-based languages, Romance languages, that we don't have, all right? I'll give you an example. I'm looking at my timer because the classes, the videos are not going to be more than 15 minutes, even if I have to do more than one. So here's the deal. In Spanish, all nouns, okay, and as you know, a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. Okay, a person, place, or a thing, just like in English, a noun, okay, a person, the man, a place, downtown, a thing, the table, whatever it is, okay? All nouns in Latin languages, we'll just talk about Spanish, are thought to have a spirit. Ooh, okay? Now, here's how that works. See, it's thought to have a spirit, but it's not necessarily a logical, rational thing, but that's how it is, all right? So, in the Spanish language, all of the nouns that end with the letter O are masculine. All of the words that end with the letter A are feminine. Okay? Now, what does that mean? Does that mean, oh, well, if we're describing, let's see, a car, well, that's masculine, of course, because men like to work on cars. No. It's almost kind of random how it works out. So don't look for a connection like that, okay? But here's how it is. Let's take a couple of words in Spanish, okay? Now, I'm going to show you in a minute why it's important that we know if a noun is either a masculine noun or if it's a feminine noun, okay? So, watch what we do here. If we have a masculine noun, okay? Let's take a masculine noun like, like libro, book, okay? Book, we say book in English, but in Spanish, the Spanish word is libro, okay? Now, why is that important? Well, when you look at this word in Spanish, okay, you see that libro ends in the letter A, so what kind of a spirit does that have? Masculine or feminine? Yeah, masculine. Why? Because it ends in the letter O. Okay, let's take a feminine word. Rather, the word casa, which means house. Okay, so if we have the word casa, which is house, okay, does that have a masculine or feminine spirit to it? That would have a feminine spirit to it because it ends in the letter A, okay? Now, normally you'd say, well, why is that important? Okay, well, I'll show you why that's important, okay? Now, again, you're going to have to watch these videos more than one time maybe to have them make sense to you and to organize your thoughts, okay? Let me give you another word that's kind of like that, and you can tell me masculine or feminine, okay? Let's take the word bed, all right? The word bed. Where am I going to write this? Bed, B-E-D, okay? In English, all right? And in Spanish, that is cama. You would say cama, okay? Now, cama means bed. Does that have a masculine or feminine spirit to it? Well, that has a, say it, feminine spirit, all right? So you got a feminine spirit to the word bed, all right? Okay, we're going to show you why that's important. Let's take the word boat, okay? The word boat. The word boat is barco. Okay, barco. Barco is a boat, okay? So we got barco is a boat. Well, what spirit does that have to it? That's got a masculine spirit because it ends with the letter O, right? So that's barco. Now, why is that important? Okay? I'm going to show you. Okay? Let's get rid of these other words around here. We can remember what these mean. All right? So, let's get rid of this clutter. Okay? And we already know masculine is A, feminine, masculine is O, feminine is A. And I hope you're taking notes. Okay? All right. So, let's get rid of that. 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 Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah. Okay, we got this. We got this, okay? All right. Here we go. Now, okay. We've got cama, barco, libro, and casa. Those four. Well, what are we going to do? Well, if we have libro, and it's masculine, then we have to have, if we want to use an article would be a word like the or a. We have to use the same article with the same article as the noun. Because in Spanish, the noun decides everything. Okay, decides everything. So if we have libro, we know it's masculine. So if I want to say the book, we know that libro is book. What am I going to do? Well, I have to choose. Now, on a worksheet that I have mailed you, all right, you'll find at the bottom of that worksheet, you're going to see that it has a grid, okay? And again, you might have to watch this more than once, that tells you what the articles are, all right? Our choice of articles for the, all right, are, if it's masculine or if it's feminine, we got a couple of different words, all right? If it's masculine, the word for the is el. Go ahead and take notes on this, okay? Pause if you need to. Excuse me. Feminine, the word the, is going to be la. Now, here's our choices for these words over here. So come with me. Now, if I want to say, excuse me, the bed, what I do is I take a look at the word bed, and I see that, oh man, that's feminine. So which word for the am I going to use? Well, I'm going to use the word la. Okay? And why would I do that? I do that because the noun decides everything. So if over here I have a feminine singular, because there's only one bed, I choose the word la because comma is a feminine noun and it ends with an A, so I'm going to pick the feminine the. Now over here I have the word barco for boat, okay? Now check that out. So what does that mean? Barco, you know, is a masculine word. It ends in an O, okay? So it has a masculine spirit, so if the noun decides everything, I gotta pick the masculine the. So I'm gonna pick el, the boat, el barco, okay? I got el barco. Very good. Now, what about these two words? I've got libro, okay? Libro, you know, is a masculine spirit word because it ends in O. Well, what word for the am I going to choose as a result? I'm going to choose el because this decides everything. The noun decides what it is. If the noun says, I'm masculine, then this word's got to be masculine also, okay? Now, I have the word casa, which, that's feminine in spirit, okay? So if I want to say the house, what am I going to do? I'm going to say la casa, okay? That's how that works, all right? Now, I'm going to squeeze in one other fast grammar point, and you may need to watch this several times to get it. What if there's more than one of these objects? What if they're plural? Well, that's pretty simple. If I want to say, the plural, look how lucky we are in English. We just use the. But if I want to say plural, I got to use two different words. I have to have the plural articles, okay? So I would choose the plural, masculine would be los. And in feminine, it is las. All right, now, come on over here. Let's take this away. All right, let's say, now I'm talking about plural objects here. Now I'm talking about beds, boats, books, and houses. Now, the noun decides everything. Feminine and plural, so what am I going to choose? Feminine and plural, las, okay? So if I'm going to say the boats, I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I messed up. If I'm going with boats, that's masculine. So let's go ahead and do this one. That's going to be los, because that's masculine plural. So that must be the masculine plural, the. Beds, las. Timer's going off. I'm almost at 15 minutes. Okay, I've got las, camas, feminine plural. I've got to pick the feminine plural. How about over here? Books, I want to say the books. I'm going to pick masculine plural los. Okay? Los libros. And finally, houses. Feminine plural is going to have us use las. Las casas. Okay? All right. My 15 minutes is up because once it gets bigger than 15 minutes, I don't think I can upload it. So let me get this uploaded for now, y'all, and stand by for the next lesson, okay?